All right, so first video podcast for my blog site, a little bit of everything sports.blogspot.com. I'm Seth Vanast alongside Paul Sanford, and it's been a while since I posted anything on this blog, so I figured we'd do a lot of catching up with just whatever whatever comes across our mind. Pretty much, we're pretty much just throw it all together and hope it looks good. So here we go. We're gonna start off quick. One note I want to start off with is Jeff Gordon, NASCAR driver, retiring this year. Probably had pretty much an incredible career for the sport. 24 years, 797 races, 93 wins, and 4 championships. There are a lot of NFL players that don't. No NFL player goes 24 years, and very few win 4 championships.
When's the last time
So
he won, though?
he won it. He last one he won was in 2001. He's come close a
Okay.
couple of times, but no. In fact, he had a chance this year, and the way the new playoff system works, he had a chance for the championship this year, only to finish sixth, and Kyle Busch ended up winning it. So
Wow.
close, but no cigar. But still, he the Flash Gordon. That was the whole Jeff Gordon. Everybody. The flames on the car, flame on his paint scheme for
Yeah.
his car. He was a really popular. He was one of my favorite drivers growing up. So, but yeah, great. He was a great ambassador for the sport, and he's going to be missed for sure next
Definitely,
year.
definitely. Big name.
Big name. Yeah. Just a quick comparison. When he first started racing, his first race was in 1992, and his first race he finished 31st and won $6,000. The last race he participated in, he won. I'm gonna double check the stat here, but I believe he won $153,000 for the last race of the season.
Just a small increase.
Just
Just a little bit.
a little bit. I'm not gonna go through the math figure how many times bigger that is, but that's a lot. Okay, if I got paid to get in the car and go drive 400 miles and win $153,000, I'd do it like that.
That's like the difference between a down payment on a Subaru and a down payment on a Lamborghini or something.
That is pretty true. That is pretty true. All right, so there's our bit for Jeff Gordon. Moving on, a lot of changes in college football. It seems like a musical chairs for who's coaching where now. A lot of new openings here. I was gonna do a little bit if this podcast got started soon enough, like last week. I'd have done a bit on what spots are open, but a lot of those spots are now filled. So we're gonna go through what spots are filled and what are still open. Illinois fired the head coach. Fired the head coach Tim Beckham, and Bill Cuba has replaced him. Iowa State hired Matt Campbell to replace Paul Rhodes after Rhodes hadn't started off a 3-8 season. You just can't do that in college football.
No.
Georgia is expected to hire Alabama defensive coordinator Kirby Smart to replace Mark Richt, and Hawaii hired Nevada offensive coordinator Nick Rolovich to replace Norm Chow. And some Big Ten stuff. Maryland hired Michigan defensive coordinator DJ Durkin to replace Randy Edsall. Minnesota hired intern Tracy Clays to replace Jerry Kill, who halfway through the season, as we all know, stepped down because of health issues with seizures. I finally catch a breath. No, I'd want to talk to you about this. It's with the world of social media and everyone's got a voice. Does it seem like that's leading to why it seems it's like every year more coaches are getting fired and replaced? Social media has something to do with that because if a coach loses one game, people are screaming for the heads that they need to be replaced. Like we were talking about it before we got started. Les Miles,
Yeah.
everyone's screaming for his head right now because his team was undefeated, then dropped 3 in a row. And
It's all about the expectations.
It-
You have different programs and you have different expectations
It is-
set ahead of time. And LSU has high expectations.
yeah, and they're in the SEC.
Yeah.
That's one of the toughest That's one of the toughest conferences to win. Here's his records. He's been coaching. Les Miles has been coaching for 15 years. He's been coaching at LSU since 2005. His record overall is 139 to 53. That's a 72%. That's a 72 game winning percentage. He's been to 13 bowls and he's 7-6, so he's just over 50%. In contrast, Nick Saban at Alabama, he's 193 to 60 and 1. So that's a 76% win. 76 games he's coached, he's won. He's been to 16 bowls and he's 8-8, so he's 500. So bowl wise, Miles has got a better record than him. But people are screaming for his head right now because he can't. He dropped 3 in a row when he probably shouldn't have. So
I don't understand this too because you have a coach with that track record. Mm-hmm. And he's going to have a down year maybe every once in a while.
Yeah.
But you got to have patience with him. If he had several years in a row where it's looking bad.
I mean, he is.
I mean, it is dropping off a little bit, but I mean, he's got such a great record. He's such a great coach.
Yeah.
And it just seems such like a quick decision to call for his head
It
right
is.
now.
Here's his record since 2010. Here's LSU's number of wins per season. 11, 13, 10, 10, 8, and 8. So and 8 so far this year. I don't know if they made a bowl or not. I just realized the end of the season happened last week. Well, they still got the conference, don't they? Yeah, the conference championships games are coming up. I don't think they made that one.
No.
But they might still make a bowl. But he's well over 500. None of his go below 60. None of those last seasons I just mentioned go below 60%.
Right.
None of them go below 60%.
But you got to think about it though. LSU, 60%. That some other places that's like 40%, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. And people are just so upset about it, and they're all taking social media saying off of his head. We want a different coach. Yes. You got to coach. Les Miles has been well known for several years. Great recruiter. So why would you throw something like that away? Why would you throw that away and give it away to a not so good team like a Missouri, who I believe is still looking for a coach in the same conference? And
they regret that.
or even worse yet, go into another division like a Big Ten or an SEC or an ACC or even a Pac-12. Why would you send him there? Now if LSU makes the playoffs next year, they might have to actually face Saban then if he gets a good enough class. It just doesn't make sense why he'd give someone away that good of a record.
Right, exactly.
I mean, the short-breaking comparison. Andy Reid got the Eagles to a Super Bowl when it was like 03 or something like that. So long.
Yeah, something like that.
And then he just had a gradual decline. So by the time the Eagles got rid of him, it made sense to get rid of him. Mm-hmm. Here, it doesn't make sense.
No,
it doesn't make sense.
He needs more time.
I don't know if it's more time. He's got good enough. It's not necessarily more time. It's just he's proven he's good. Why, if it's not really broken, why fix it? He's got a proven track record.
Well, that's LSU's fan base. They think it's broken.
Yeah,
because they're not winning.
11,
12 games.
You know what, LSU, tough.
Okay.
I got a friend that goes to LSU, so I can say that. She might not agree with me, but whatever. All right, and so I don't know if any other ones. It's kind of interesting that Michigan's defensive coordinator will leave right now. Let's see what I say. He's going to.
Was it Maryland?
Maryland. Yep. He's going to Maryland or there. I don't know if I'm assuming it'd be after the season's over. No, Michigan season is over, isn't it? Unless they make a bowl game.
Mm-hmm. No, they'll have a bowl.
They'll have a bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, they only lost
3 games.
There's three
games this year. Michigan, Utah, Michigan State, and Ohio State.
Yep.
Don't remind me about the Ohio State game. That was not pretty.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, so we're gonna move on. Staying in the Big Ten, sort of. Everybody's favorite Spartan, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, I've mentioned it on the blog before. I went to the same high school as Kirk Cousins, Holland Christian, and I hated him when he was at Michigan State. Could not stand the dude. I was pulling for Denard Robinson every single game. Kirk, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. It's the truth. So somehow Kirk Cousins has that team on top of the NFC East, which last year the Cowboys absolutely thrashed, and the Eagles weren't quite out of it. But Giants starting to make a fight for it. But then with the Giants losing to the Redskins last week, that puts them in a tie for it.
Yeah.
So
the whole division is under 500.
It reminds me of the NFC South last year. Nobody wanted to win that division. Everyone was under 500. And the same thing here. Everyone's under 500. No one wanted that division, and Carolina finally came along and said, "Fine, we'll take it." But no one wants this division. No one wants it. Eagles can't win. Giants are keeping it close, but they're not proving that they're fantastic right now. I mean,
the Redskins are leading it, and they have a points differential, -26.
They're
26, and they're leading the division.
They do have a losing record, but still,
yeah,
it's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, in Carolina, here's the thing interesting thing about Kirk Cousins is every game they've lost this year, he has thrown an interception. The games they win are the ones where he does not throw an interception. So turnovers just cost you games. Although some of these games were like the Carolina game, 44-16 losses. Doesn't matter how many times you turn it over, you're not going to win.
Those Panthers, though.
Yeah.
Ooh,
the Panthers are absolutely on top of it this year.
I have to admit, I've doubted Cam Newton in the past, but
he's just a quiet one. You don't really he doesn't make a lot of noise, but he's got those Panthers on top. This is the best I've seen him since they played the Patriots in the Super Bowl. 2004, I think it was. that's a long sink of time ago.
You get used to some of these teams just being bad.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, like Oakland, we've
Oakland
always
for
we've
sure.
always expected them to be
Cleveland.
bad. Cleveland.
Yep.
Oh man.
Jaguars.
So Cleveland. The one good thing Cleveland does is they start Johnny Manziel for a game and they win, then they bench him and they lose all over again. So I don't know. Cleveland, there's something wrong with you. I'm sorry, there's something wrong with
You
you.
need to bring Brian Hoyer back.
Hoyer was not the answer.
Hey, until he got injured, he
Yeah.
had like a 3-game win streak.
Yeah,
So.
last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he threw 1 touchdown and 6 interceptions in those games.
You know, it's
so
okay.
I mean,
if you're winning the game,
I guess
you can throw 6 interceptions. Deal with that.
So Carolina's the last undefeated team, thanks to you stinking Denver Broncos.
Oh, Osweiler.
Swiley, you're killing me. Sorry, but being a Patriots fan, I got it. It was a good game. Although I would say the Broncos should have been called for too many men on the field multiple times. The refs were on the field, that killed them. That's too many men on the field. So, in fact, I saw a picture this week, and I might throw it up here. There was a Broncos called too many men on the field, and they counted off all the linemen, quarterback, receivers, and then circled the referee in the backfield and marked him as number 12. So, penalty right there. Back him up 5. But
That's funny.
yeah, I think it just finally proved though the Patriots that proved everybody's sort of known that their defense had some huge holes in it since they lost Browner and Revis. That just finally proved it, because without those two, Revis, I can understand why they couldn't re-sign him again. He's asking for a ton of money. Browner only went to the Saints, I think, for like $5 million.
Really?
I think that was the final number. In fact, I can check it right now. I think that was it. I'm gonna look that up right now.
Yeah.
And one little interesting note that I haven't said yet, but if trends are any indication, the last 2 teams that won the Super Bowl had Brandon Browner on the team. So if that's a trend, then the Saints should win the Super Bowl this year.
Oh,
But being 4-7, I don't see that happening.
I don't know. It could happen.
Browner is on. Let me see if I can find the contract here. Talk about your Lions for a little bit and how lousy they are.
Oh, hey, come on. Well, we got the Packers tonight.
Yeah, I know, but still, you gotta learn to beat Minnesota. Let's be honest.
Well,
here.
okay, yeah. So we lost both to Minnesota, but we're on track now to beat both our games against Packers, and you know they just barely beat them last time, but that was in Wisconsin. It's been since 1991.
That's gonna be the stat brought up by Lions fans for years. First time since 1991.
Yep, just 1 year before I was born. So my whole life they had never won in Wisconsin, and they finally win in Wisconsin. But tonight they're at home. And Stafford is on a roll right now. He threw 5 touchdowns.
He finally
I know it's against the Eagles.
He finally connected with Calvin Johnson, which had been impossible for them all year. And there's nothing more frustrating than when your quarterback can't connect with your star wide receiver.
Yeah, Calvin has been quiet this season.
Yeah.
But guys like Golden Tate and Theo Riddick. No one really knows about Theo Riddick. He's like their secret weapon.
Sort of exploded on the scene.
Yeah.
Okay, I got the numbers for Brandon Browner's contract with the Saints. 3 years, $15 million. That isn't so. It equates to roughly $5 million a year or so.
Yeah.
Let's see. First year, base salary is $1.1 million with a $1.3 million signing bonus. So it wouldn't have been impossible for the Patriots to re-sign him, but they decided not to, and now this is what happens.
Well, that's pretty cheap for a guaranteed Super Bowl win.
Yeah. If we're gonna follow the trends, yes. But yeah, so I don't know. I think the Patriots could have re-signed him, but they decided not to. So there you go. Actually, it's a $7.775 million guaranteed. So that's not asking a lot, to be honest. So I don't know, but apparently Belichick apparently knows what he's doing. So I mean, I just wish they could have gotten a few more free agents out there. They were scrounging around looking for people. I mean, Butler has proved to be not just a one-hit wonder. He's been doing fantastic. He shut down Odell Beckham when they played the Giants. I think they targeted Beckham 10 times, something like that. He caught 2 when Butler was on him. He caught 2. So Butler was absolutely shutting him down. There was one time Beckham had it in the end zone and Butler swatted it out of his hands. So this kid is not a one-hit wonder. This guy's a real thing. The problem is he needs some help back there. McCourty's a good start, but they need a little more help. They need a little bit higher caliber.
Yeah.
So.
That coach in New England knows how to take nothing and turn it into something.
Oh yeah, Wes Walker was an undrafted free agent out of Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Brady was a 6th round 199th overall pick.
What about Gronk too?
I mean, no, Gronk was a little higher. I think Gronk was a first rounder.
Was he hype?
He was higher. He was a first or second rounder. He'll take nobodies and turn them into something. So this got to be so frustrating to everyone else, like Rex Ryan or Rex Ryan, and who they just hired the Jets.
Oh.
Apparently, I don't know it enough, but whatever.
We don't know
Rex
the
Ryan
Jets.
was a coach then too, so they get with losing all those games, getting high draft picks, and they still couldn't turn them into anything. So.
Yeah. All right.
Oh man. But yeah, so I just totally whiffed out on that again. But who are the Lions playing again tonight?
The Packers.
Packers again?
Well, they're at home now.
That's quick.
Yeah, Ford Field.
Well, what's the record at home?
I don't know. I'll find out.
Because I don't think it's all that great. Because they've only won 3-4 games this year.
They're actually 3-3 at home. They are 1-4 on the road.
1-4 on the road.
That one win.
The one win
coming
though.
at
That one win though.
Lambeau Field.
It's talking about Green. They have just fallen off the side of the earth.
Yeah.
They've fallen off the face of the earth. Like they
Yeah.
lost 3 out of 4. I think,
Yep.
or 4. No, 4 to 5. 4
Is
to
it
5.
4 to 5?
I mean, what's the record right now?
Well, they're 7-4. So
Okay, yeah. So they lost 4 out of 5.
yeah.
And they lost to 2 teams that they absolutely should have beat. They should have beat the Bears and they should have beat the Lions, and
Well,
they didn't.
Yeah. I mean that game against the Lions in Wisconsin.
The Lions tried so hard to throw that game away.
You were watching that with me, weren't you? It was like
it was.
last
They
2
tried.
minutes.
They tried so hard to throw that game away and get like, nope, we don't want it. But no.
I think we should give some time to the Vikings though too.
Vikings.
They deserve some talk.
8-3.
That's good.
They were like 500 last year.
Something like that.
So
Yeah.
that's amazing how much difference. I don't know. I don't want to put it all on Adrian Peterson because I haven't really heard a lot of noise out of him lately. But that's impressive. They are leading. Breaking news: they're leading the NFC North. The Vikings are leading the NFC North. They've not done that since Favre was there.
Yep.
I think. Since Favre
I'm
was
sure
there.
that's probably what it was. Yeah.
Holy smokes! Stop the press.
Yeah. The Vikings are
The
relevant.
Vikings are relevant, and still no one's talking about them.
No.
You had something on San Diego?
Oh yeah, talking about San Diego possibly moving to LA or any of the other teams that we always
Any
talk
other
about moving
teams,
to LA.
also,
We always talk
Oakland.
about the Rams, always talking about
The Raiders.
the Raiders. So, who knows what's going to happen. It feels like this is something that's always talked about and it never really actually happens,
I
but
can't see it happening. I mean, Oakland Chargers. Does that sound like a team? Or Los Angeles? No, not
Los
Oakland.
Angeles Chargers.
Los Angeles Chargers. It
Well-
just does not have a good ring to it.
yeah.
I mean, if anybody's got a better idea, I'd be very open to hearing what other team names would be. But you just get San Diego Chargers. There's just a ring to it. There's a ring to it.
And as I recall, LA once had a team. They had the Rams.
They had several times. They had the Raiders. They had the Rams. I mean, I think they've had the Raiders multiple times, but they can't hang on to a team.
No, they
it's
can't.
amazing they can hang on to the Clippers and the Lakers as it is. I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, sure, the Clippers are a reason to hang on to it, but the Lakers, give me a
the
break.
Lakers. Oh my goodness.
No disrespect to Kobe Bryant, one of the all-time greats. Should have retired last year.
Yeah.
But
It's like Peyton Manning.
But it's like Peyton Manning. Manning, get out of Denver. Your time is up.
Well, this is
I
like
mean, the fact that he's
Kobe's
benched
last
because
year.
he's hurt. I mean, that should be the writing on the wall. I think he should retire at the end of last year because he was just getting smoked every time
Yes.
he dropped back pass.
That's right. Yeah.
So.
But yeah, you gotta give respect to Kobe for playing as long as he has.
Yeah, for sure.
But-
And through, I think he didn't have like a torn ligament in his wrist, and he still kept playing once.
Yeah.
Or something like.
He's tough. He is tough.
went
No
through
one's gonna doubt that.
It's like somebody could break his arm, he'd still pop up and try to dribble down the court and keep going.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure he's done it before too.
probably.
What I should have looked up before this and I didn't was diagnosis on Gronk. I don't think he's. The last report I heard, it's week to week on whether or not he's coming back. So fantasy people that own him, like me, a little nervous about that right now.
Who do you have next? Who the Patriots have?
They have the Eagles, so it's not like it's gonna be any challenge, but you know.
Oh, so they have a bye week. Okay.
They have a bye. They have a bye week. Did you see those pictures they posted of the Lions when they had their bye week? It was like
Yeah.
halftime in the bye week. Bye week 17, Lions 3.
I have nothing to say to
was
that.
great. That was great. Okay, so here's. Oh, do I have Gronk on here? Yeah, I do have it right here. Okay. So Gronk's analysis still hasn't changed. Still hasn't changed. So no timetable on when Gronk's gonna come back.
So what's wrong with him?
He got a knee injury when he's playing Denver. which
Oh,
probably
yeah.
ended up costing us the game. So screw you, Broncos. But that's just my two.
There's just a little bit of animosity there,
Yeah,
just a little bit.
A little bit.
Oh.
Not a lot, not a lot. I was a Broncos fan till they got rid of Tebow. Then I was like, forget this. Same thing for when I was an Eagles fan till they got rid of Tebow, and I said, forget. They could probably use Tebow right now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, although it probably makes Sanchez really uncomfortable because once again Tebow would be breathing down his neck for another team, so it'd be New York all over again.
Yeah.
But such is life. So
Yeah.
I think he'd be good with that Chip Kelly offense. I still can't believe they got rid of him. But
Well, Chip Kelly's probably on the way out now. We'll see.
I've heard that a lot too. I don't know if I buy into that. I mean, he might. I think he can get. I think he can get one more year out of it.
Yeah, maybe.
I think he can get one
Maybe.
more year. It just he traded away. Everybody's gonna point at because he traded away so many weapons.
Yep.
Macklin, Shady McCoy. You know, he just got
Jackson's gone too.
Deshaun Jackson last year. There's Foles,
Yep.
who might not have been just a bad idea because he just got benched in St. Louis. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Foles, there's another one of those like Ryan Leaf examples. Like looked
Ryan Leaf.
fantastic, and then
Yep.
down he went.
It's all nice and shiny, but
Nice and
put him in the
shiny, and
game.
then I mean, he had a
Doesn't work.
fantastic when Vic got here. He had a fantastic, like 19 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That's how he finished the year.
Yeah.
You don't get that very often. Tom Brady can't even do that. So, and that's saying something, because Tom Brady does a lot. But
You think about quarterbacks who've gotten jobs on small scale performances.
Matt Castle's
Matt
an
Castle
example,
and Flynn.
and Matt Flynn, that's another one.
Everyone named Matt. I don't know.
Probably.
You're all about the trends. I'm just
yeah, all
trying to
about the
find another one.
trends. Yeah, I'm all about the trends.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt Castle, Kyle Orton had a few fantastic games, and then
Yep.
down the tubes. Yeah, Tebow. You can even throw Tebow in there. So,
Yeah.
Although I think he could have sustained it if he'd have stayed in Denver, but he had to go there, and Rex Ryan had to forget how to use him. So, you know.
Where do you think Jamarcus Russell is nowadays?
Who?
Jamarcus Russell.
See, case in point.
He's
What
probably-
about Vince Young?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's heard about him in forever, and he was in the league like 2008, wasn't he? Like
He was on the cover of
2005. I think he was
Madden.
with Texas when they won national championship, and
he was
then
on Madden 05.
yeah, Madden 05, and where are you now?
The Eagles had a second chance with him.
Yeah,
That was the dream team. Remember that?
oh,
A few years ago. They were convinced that they were gonna.
They were
win it.
convinced.
Oh.
Wasn't it also the Lions were convinced at one point because they went 4-0 in the 2008 preseason and then proceeded to go
Hey, undefeated.
0-16. I had a
Undefeated in
friend, not
preseason
you,
football.
I had another friend who is a diehard Lions fan, is to this day, and he was totally convinced that they were going to go win it all, and they just got smoked. And
Well, that
the fact
2008.
they were leading it at halftime in just about every single game
Yeah.
that year and blew it. That's what made me sort of a Lions hater because I rooted for them every game, and that's the biggest mistake I've ever
Yeah,
made.
that's your first mistake.
That's my first mistake.
As a
rooting for
Lions
Lions.
fan, you have to understand. You have to be able to expect disappointment.
Oh,
and
I expected
it
on a
really
regular
helps you
basis.
with life stuff.
That's why I was
mean,
not surprised when the Green Bay recovered that onside kick because it was just like, oh, here we go again. They're gonna lose.
Same old Lions, SOL.
And I hate
right?
the Lions, and I hate the Packers more, and I hate Seattle too, but that's for different
Is
reasons.
that your least favorite team in the league?
Seattle? It's a tie between Seattle and Green Bay, my two least favorite teams. So
For me, it's Green Bay or Chicago.
Green Bay, Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago's never a threat, so I can never hate them.
Well,
I mean, well, I'm talking to a Lions fan here. I guess they're always a threat to the Lions, but.
hey now.
You know. I mean, I'm a Patriots fan. I don't even hate the teams I'm supposed to hate. I don't even hate the Jets, the Bills, or the Dolphins. In fact, I kind of like the Dolphins, but that's because they're never a threat. They're never a threat to take away the conference. So, or the division. Yeah, it's conference. So, it's whatever. It's pretty much whatever. It's just I just don't like Green Bay, and I just don't like Seattle. The two teams the last two teams that probably come close to beating the Patriots anyways.
So what do you think about these ESPN power rankings?
Power rankings?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Panthers and Patriots and Broncos, Cardinals, Bengals. Bengals, they're not. I thought that the Bengals were still undefeated.
I agree with the top 5.
Top 5. Yeah.
Which is rare because a lot of times I don't agree with us.
I'd agree with the top 5. Although I think Seattle needs to be moved. Seattle's number 7. They need to get moved to 8 where Green Bay is at. Steelers are 6 and 5. Is that what I'm reading right?
Yep. They're at number 9.
They've gone through so many quarterbacks so far this year.
Oh, yeah.
Because Roethlisberger got hurt.
Was it
Vic couldn't get
Landry,
done. Roethlisberger started as a backup last week, and he still came into the game and won. How many times does starting quarterback start off a game as a backup and then end up having to come in to save the game?
Yeah.
How many
I don't
times
know.
does that happen?
He's a tough guy though. Like even
Yeah.
though he's been injured, he's come
Yeah,
back.
no
and
kidding. I have him on my fantasy team, so please be out there this week.
Didn't they have Michael Vick at one point?
Yeah, Vic is still there actually. He's still there, but he couldn't get it done. They should have had that Baltimore game won, and they gave it away in overtime. They stopped on a 4th down, less than 2 minutes to go, and they just ran out the clock, and somehow they gave it away. So, I don't know. I can't understand the Steelers this year. Yeah, all those injuries in the like the two big teams in the NFC right now. Like go back to the top of that again. Just the two best teams: Patriots, Broncos, and then Bengals. We all know they're going to lose in the playoffs. They always do.
They always do.
So
Every year.
that's like there's basically only two really good teams from the AFC up there this year. I don't count the Bengals. JD McCray, I know where you're at. You can get mad at me all you want because you're a huge Bengals fan. I know that. But I don't really care.
A lot of 6-5 teams.
a lot of 6-5. It's like the new 8-8.
Yeah.
Be 6-5.
Yeah.
I mean, and some of these teams like the Redskins are 13, 5-6 on top of their division.
Oh yeah. Like you said earlier, it was like the NFC South last year.
It was like the NFC South. I could not believe the NFC South last year. I'm like, somebody win it. Somebody started winning here. It was ridiculous. I'm kind of surprised they didn't all end up in a tie. I mean,
I know.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't just. I'm kind of surprised every team didn't. Every time they played each other, they didn't just end up in a tie.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. And it's funny, the two teams everybody wanted to play at the beginning of the year with in the first 7 weeks was Detroit and Tampa Bay because they were awful. The last 4 weeks, no one has wanted to play them because they've put up fantastic numbers. The Eagles dropped 45 to both teams in 2 consecutive weeks. Tampa Bay's just been out of their mind. Winston has developed really well.
That's been crazy.
That has been
watching
nuts.
Tampa.
It has been.
It's exciting.
Yeah, what are they at right now? 2, 3,
They are
5 and 6.
yeah 5-6.
So another one of those 5 and 6 teams. Surprise, surprise.
Yep.
Of course, they got to contend with the 11-0 Panthers, so I guess that's not really
that's
a big surprise.
a lot to ask.
Whenever it seems like the only way you get close divisions is when they're all close to 8-8. When you get teams like the Patriots or the Panthers right now, or the Packers, usually they just run away with it and just smoke everybody.
Yep.
But not so much this year. The kind of surprised New Orleans. New Orleans, they put up great offensive yards, but they cannot get it done. They cannot get it done at all.
Yeah.
There's another guy that used to go. Willie Snead, wide receiver for New Orleans. Another guy that used to go to my high school.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
he was. His dad was the head coach of my high school football of our varsity. I was still in middle school, but in 2008, his dad was the head coach of Holland Christian's football program, and Willie was was a fantastic wide receiver. He was making varsity as a freshman, so he was out there at Ford Field when they went to state and won.
Cool.
So I can claim I've had 2 NFL players go through my high school. I've never met Willie. I've met Kirk several times. I've never met Willie Snead, though. Still on the bucket list.
And then we have the Browns all the way at the bottom.
Browns. Why? You had a winner in Johnny Manziel and you decided to throw it away. Why? Who's
doing too much of this?
Yeah,
so.
he did it once. He just did it once this year. Like just this past weekend, he got busted for it or something like that. Like there was a photo that showed of him partying hard, and everybody's like, "Oh gosh, bench him." And I'm like, it's once in it's the first time this year.
Yeah.
Last year, this was an everyday occurrence. I mean, it's
true. Yeah.
It's like that. We have no forgiveness now. I mean, this is not. He's not committing domestic. I mean, if it was domestic violence, sure. I mean, Greg Hardy, I think needs to get sat down and smacked a couple of times. But let's throw him into a bathtub full of guns and see how he likes it. But people are throwing arms up against that. I don't know. He's not committing domestic violence. He's out having a drink.
Yep.
What's so wrong with that? All right. Well, I'm out of stuff to talk about. You?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to wrap it up right here. Thanks for tuning in and watching this. We'll see if we do this ever again. Maybe not, but we'll see. I know I got to get back into writing stuff. Thanks for watching. For Paul Sanford, I'm Seth Van Ast. See you guys later.